Hey everyone, welcome back. Finally, the fall season of anime is kicking off with a fucking bang. We've had kind of a crappy anime called Terraform Mars, and we had a pretty good comedy so far called I Can't Understand What My Husband's Saying, at least from what I'm watching. But now we have Selector Spread Wheat Cross, the sequel to a Selector Infected Wheat Cross. Finally! For those of you who were with my channel back during the spring of this season, I didn't review any anime episodically, but I did review Selector Infected Wheat Cross after it was finished as a whole, and I also did my top 5 or top 10, whatever it was, anime of the season. Selector Infected Wheat Cross was my favorite anime of the season, as I recall. Okay. It really was. And if this is as good or better than it, then both of them together, obviously, because they're the same series, could be my favorite, or at least high up on my favorite anime of the year list. And this episode did not disappoint at all. Oh my god. I know people probably don't like it a lot when I fanboy over my SAO reviews, but I'm going to be fanboying over this too, as long as it stays consistently great. But of course, I do have to exactly explain what went on. So the start of the episode was a little bit confusing for me. It was still great, don't get me wrong, but it was still confusing because if you remember at the end of the first season, Ruko ended up beating Leone, what's her name? Alright, and then this huge explosion happened, and then that's basically where the series ended. But here we start out with Ruko being at home with her grandmother and her brother, seeming like nothing's going wrong. Although we do learn very quickly in the episode that she does still have the thoughts about that battle in her mind, because one thing I kind of theorize is that maybe that battle caused her to lose her memories for some reason, and that's why everything seemed to be all right and whatnot. But no, she actually does still remember it. Why she went back home, I do not know. Why she didn't figure out that Leone was her LRIG before, I don't know. I mean, she knew that Tama was gone, but she seemingly didn't find out that Leone became her LRIG until this episode. I don't know why she wouldn't have figured that out before. And other than that, for some reason, Hitoe seems to be back to normal again, which is kind of weird. I don't remember her being back to normal in Season 1. I could be wrong about that. It has been several months until I watched Season 1, obviously. But I don't remember that. I remember the curse of her losing 3 times still being on her. So why exactly she's like this, I don't know. If someone can explain it to me in the comment section below, if they did explain it in Season 1, then that would be great. Otherwise, if not, then I really hope that's explained later on in this series, okay? At any rate, though, and yes, Leone is now the LRIG of Ruko, because if you remember back in Season 2, or Season 1, I know I'm referencing Season 1 a lot, but if you remember back in Season 1, it was stated that Leone had won more than enough battles to have her wish come true, but she was missing one condition. And we learn here that one condition was to lose a battle, because her wish was to become Ruko's LRIG, okay? That was actually her wish. Now, I don't know how this works exactly, because you'd think that due to the laws of the Selector, her wish wouldn't come true. Instead, her LRIG would have become Ruko's LRIG, and Leone would have became, I don't know what would have happened to Leone, but you get what I mean. But maybe if that's her wish, it actually will come true or something. I don't know. It's kind of confusing. But at any rate, though, we did get confirmation about that in this episode as well. There's a lot of things that was being confirmed in this episode. We also get, I think her name's Chia or something, or Chio or something. That little lolly girl that appeared once or twice in Season 1. I'm guessing she's probably going to have a bigger role in this series, because she appears in this first episode wanting to battle Ruko and Hitoe, and even though they tell her the truth about the LRIGs, she, doesn't even seem to care. I don't know if, I don't know if her wish is to become an LRIG similar to what Leone's was. I mean, I think that'd be kind of a weird wish. Then again, if you're battle hungry like Leone is, then becoming an LRIG would probably be the best thing for you because you're not just the one barking the orders, you're the one who actually gets to fight. So maybe she is battle hungry like that, who knows. But I do, because of her role in this episode, I think she's going to have a bigger role in the series overall, which would be kind of interesting. And I also suspect there's going to be a lot of new selectors popping up that are going to have bigger roles. And this series, and I want to talk about the title real quick, because this season is called Selector Spread Recross, as opposed to season 1 was called Selector Infected Recross. Now, I suspect that that's and I believe I've stated this theory before, but I suspect that's because the selectors and LRIGs and whatnot are going to and this battle is going to spread into the real world. And the reason I suspect this is because of basically that explosion that happened at the end of Ruko's and Leone's battle at the end of season 1. Okay, I suspect that that's actually eventually going to make this battle actually spread into the real world. And that's probably why it's called this, okay? Anyways, that's pretty much it for what happened in this episode and my theories and whatnot. God damn, so much. Okay, so much. I'm going to talk about the music real quick. The music I loved in season 1, but would you believe it's even better here? Okay? Seriously, like, in season 1, although it was definitely dark, me and a lot of other fans, pretty much, at least for the majority of the series, just saw it as a standard card game, which was masking the darkness of the series, okay? Well, in this season, they're not trying to hide it at all, really. When you start up with that fucking music, you can obviously tell that they're not trying to hide it at all. Not to mention, a little ways, not very long into the episode at all, when you start seeing these characters breaking down again, or at least Ruko, then you can obviously tell that, they're not trying to hide it at all anymore, which I like. I like the fact that it seems like it's going to get a lot darker from here, okay? Now, one more thing I actually do want to talk about what happened in this episode. In the opening, I believe it was, you get to see Tama as an actual person. Like, she seems like she has an actual person's body. And I have a few theories on this. I believe I've stated some of them before, but I have a few theories on why this happened. This might be some pretty clever foreshadowing. My biggest one has always been like, I don't remember if I've stated it before, but my biggest one has always been like maybe Tama used to be a selector and Ruko was her LRIG at one point, or maybe Ruko, or maybe Tama used to be human as part of the group, and for some, regardless of whether Ruko was an LRIG or not, and maybe for some reason Ruko lost her memory, so she actually doesn't remember. Okay. So that's a huge theory that I have. I think one theory that I did state before is that maybe Ruko was a selector at some point in the past and she lost 3 battles, so she actually lost her memories or something, of whatever her wish might have been. But that could very well be true. We don't exactly know how far this game goes back. We don't exactly know how long Ruko has been a selector or involved in it whatsoever, whether she's a selector or an LRIG. But that wouldn't really explain why Tama was a human appeared as a human very, very briefly in the opening, which I still believe is some pretty clever foreshadowing. I mean, why would you put that there, even if it's in the opening, if not to have some pretty clever foreshadowing there, you know what I mean? Okay, also the opening was really good and so was the ending, like always. I just wanted to mention that real quick. The animation in this series has never been too great unless a battle is going on. And there was really no battles in this episode, except for like the brief flashbacks that Ruko had with her final battle with Leone. Okay, I don't even know if her name's Leone or not. I am going to look it up real quick. Selector. Okay. But yeah, so since those are the only points where there's actually battles in this episode, the episode's animation isn't that good. Okay, and I'm not really like saying that it's. Oh, okay, it's Iona. All right, Iona. So I'm not saying that this is a bad episode because of that. Absolutely not. I just felt that it's something I should mention. Okay. But anyways, though, overall, kind of a longer review than I normally do, but that's just because there was so much to talk about in this episode, okay? Oh, one more thing. I almost forgot about something. Apparently, Ruko's goal is still to basically help her friend. She wants to help, I can't believe I forgot her fucking name. Her friend who's trapped in the card. I'm going to look this up because it's going to bother me if I don't. I think it's like Yuki or something. But she wants to help her basically be free from the card. She wants to find Tama again and hopefully free her from the card. And basically free all selectors from the card. She wants to help everyone who's had their wishes turned against them and tainted and get back to normal again. So she still wants this wish. Yuzuki, there we are. Okay, yes. So, and Iona's still, like, confused by this because she's never heard of a selector wishing for something that couldn't actually be fulfilled. Which, according to her, this is something that can't be fulfilled because obviously, as we learned in Season 1, the selector has to, or the LRIG has to accept the selector's wish in order for it to come true. Okay? And so, Iona does intend to change her for the better because she knows that for the most part, Ruko does love battle just as much as she does. That was seen clearly in a few battles in Season 1, but nothing more prevalent than in the final battle of Season 1. Okay? And, I mean, normally we'd be on the protagonist's side here, but I have to agree. She's shown many times in Season 1, especially in that final battle, that she loves battle. Okay? That she loves battling with these things, despite the consequences. She's shown this. Alright, so I don't really think it's logically possible to like disagree with Iona as long as you watched Season 1 and paid not even that close attention to it, okay? But anyways, I think I'm going to wrap up this review though. Fantastic episode. I cannot wait for the next episode. So anyways, overall, hope you enjoyed this review, guys. See you guys. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.